It's 3 a.m., you're lying in the dark, exhausted, and your brain is running a full production. Tomorrow's meeting. That conversation you should have handled differently, whether you remembered to reply to that email. And somehow, without warning, you're 3 months deep into replaying something your partner said that probably meant nothing. Then the clock catches your eye. You do the math. If I fall asleep right now, I'll get 4 hours, 3.5, 3. And now, you're anxious about not sleeping, which makes your mind race faster, which pushes sleep further away. You try the things you're supposed to try. Count sheep. Write your thoughts down. Open a meditation app that tells you to observe your thoughts without judgment, which would be great advice if your thoughts weren't currently screaming. Maybe you tell yourself to just stop thinking, which has never worked for anyone in the history of being alive. And nothing changes. The thoughts keep circling. The clock keeps ticking, and the frustration of not sleeping starts feeding the very thing keeping you awake. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Racing thoughts at night are one of the most common sleep complaints there is. And the reason most advice doesn't work is that it treats this like a thinking problem. Like if you could just think the right thoughts, or stop thinking the wrong ones, your brain would cooperate. It won't. Because this isn't a mind problem, it's a body problem. And that changes everything about how you solve it. Right now, lying there in the dark, your body is still running at daytime speed, heart rate slightly elevated, stress hormones still circulating, muscles holding tension you don't even notice because you've been carrying it all day. Your brain takes its cues from your body, always has. And when your body is signaling something needs attention, your brain does what it's designed to do. It starts scanning for problems, so it replays conversations, looking for threats. It rehearses tomorrow, trying to prepare for every scenario. It invents problems that don't even exist yet, just in case. Not because something is wrong with you, because a body that's still in alert mode produces a mind that can't stop being alert. This is why most approaches miss the point. Journaling asks you to engage with the thoughts. Meditation apps ask you to observe them. But the thoughts aren't the root issue. They're downstream. They're the output of a nervous system that hasn't received the signal that the day is over. Think of it like this. If a fire alarm is going off in your house, you don't fix it by learning to ignore the sound. You find the source and turn it off. Your racing thoughts are the alarm. Your nervous system is the source. And here's what makes it worse. The longer you lie there trying to think your way out of it, the more your body interprets your wakefulness as confirmation that something really is wrong. Your heart rate stays up, your muscles stay tight, and your brain doubles down on scanning. It becomes a loop. The thoughts feed the tension, and the tension feeds the thoughts. You know how daytime noise never really bothers you? That constant hum of conversations, deadlines, traffic, the world going about its business, all of that gives your nervous system something concrete to process. And that processing, surprisingly, actually helps keep things regulated. At night, that input vanishes. The room goes quiet, the screens go dark. And here's the part most people don't realize. When external stimulation drops, your nervous system doesn't just go quiet with it. It often gets louder. With nothing coming in from the outside world, it turns inward, and it amplifies whatever is unfinished from the day. It doesn't even have to be something important. An unanswered text, a half-finished task. Your nervous system doesn't distinguish between a real threat and an incomplete to-do list. At 3 a.m, they carry the same weight. There's a nerve that runs from your brainstem through your chest and abdomen, called the vagus nerve. It controls the switch between your alert state and your rest state. When that switch doesn't flip smoothly, you end up in a strange middle ground. Your body is horizontal, but your system is still vertical. Physically in bed, neurologically still at your desk. I've experienced this more times than I can count. 20 years of daily practice in qigong and Taoist breathing hasn't made me immune to 3 a.m. spirals. But it taught me something that changed my relationship with sleep entirely. The fastest way to quiet the mind is to calm the body first, not the other way around. In the Taoist tradition, There's an idea that keeps showing up across centuries of practice. The spirit cannot settle until the body settles first. They didn't have the language of vagus nerve activation or nervous system regulation, but they noticed something through direct observation, generation after generation. When the body holds tension, the mind follows. When the body releases, the mind has permission to let go. Their solution wasn't to fight the thoughts. It wasn't to suppress them or analyze them or try to think better thoughts. It was to give the body a signal so clear and so direct that the nervous system had no choice but to respond. And the tool they used was the breath, specifically the exhale. In Taoist breathing traditions, the exhale is the release. The inhale gathers. The hold integrates. But the exhale is where you let go. Every evening breathing practice in the tradition begins and ends with this principle. And when you extend that exhale, you're not just moving air, you're sending a direct message to your vagus nerve. The day is done. You can stop scanning. It's safe to rest. Modern neuroscience arrived at exactly the same conclusion, just through a different door. Research on vagus nerve stimulation confirms that extended exhales activate the parasympathetic response, the branch of your nervous system responsible for rest, digestion, and recovery. Ancient practitioners and modern researchers agree on this one. The body leads, the mind follows. Here's something you can try tonight. It's called the 4-6-8 pattern. It's not a relaxation technique. It's a direct signal to your vagus nerve that the day is over and it's safe to downshift. The pattern is simple. A short inhale, a medium hold, and a long exhale. The extended exhale is what does the real work. First, lie on your back. Place one hand on your chest and one on your belly. As you breathe, the belly hand should rise more than the chest hand. If your chest is doing most of the moving, your breathing is too shallow. This is the most common mistake people make. Chest breathing keeps your system in alert mode. Belly breathing is the entry point for everything that follows. Now, inhale through your nose for 4 slow counts. Fill your lower lungs first. Think of gently inflating a balloon in your abdomen. There's no need to take a big dramatic breath. Gentle and low is what you're after. Then hold for 6 counts. This isn't about straining or forcing anything, just a soft, gentle pause. If holding feels uncomfortable, shorten it to 4 counts. The hold matters less than the exhale. And exhale through slightly parted lips for 8 counts, like you're fogging a mirror on a cold morning. Feel your belly drop as the air leaves. Make the exhale as smooth and even as you can. If you run out of air before 8 counts, you inhale too much. Take a smaller breath next round. That's 1 round. Do 4 to 6 rounds. If 4, 6, 8 feels too long at first, start with 3, 4, 6. The exact numbers matter less than the ratio. As long as your exhale is longer than your inhale, you're sending the right signal. A few things to watch for. If your mind is still loud after 2 or 3 rounds, don't fight it. Let the thoughts be there. You're not trying to empty your mind. You're changing the environment your mind is operating in. The thoughts will lose their grip on their own once the body shifts. If you feel lightheaded, you're likely breathing too hard. This should feel effortless. Think of it as slow, quiet breathing. Not deep in the forceful sense, but low in the body. The quieter your breath, the stronger the signal. And if you lose count, it doesn't matter. Just pick up wherever you are and keep the rhythm going. Counting is a guide, not a test. When I first learned this pattern from a Taoist teacher, I thought it was too simple to do anything. 3 breaths in, I was asleep. That won't happen every time, but most people notice their system start to shift by the 3rd round. There's a moment where the thoughts don't exactly stop, but they lose their urgency. They become softer, more distant, like background noise instead of a siren. That's not you forcing your mind to be quiet. That's your nervous system finally telling your brain, we're safe, you can let go. The first few nights, you may notice some resistance. Your breathing might feel forced. Your mind might actually speed up before it slows down. That's normal. You're interrupting a pattern your nervous system has been running on autopilot, possibly for years. During the first week, your body is learning the new signal. You might fall asleep during the practice rather than after it, which is actually a good sign. It means your system responded faster than expected. By week 2, the transition starts feeling more natural. And something unexpected often happens. People report their mind racing less frequently, not just at bedtime, but throughout the day. Because you're not just learning a sleep technique, you're retraining your nervous system's default setting from alert and scanning to safe and settling. Give this 2 full weeks of consistent practice before judging the results. Your nervous system built its current pattern over months or years. It needs repetition to build a new one. Some nights will be easier than others. That's not failure. That's a nervous system that's still learning. The practice works whether it feels smooth or clumsy. And remember, this isn't about controlling your thoughts. It never was. It's about giving your body the signal it needs so your mind has permission to let go. If you found this helpful, QiGuide offers personalized breathing guidance based on your specific stress patterns and sleep challenges. You can try it free at QiGuide app. Thank you for watching. And if tonight is one of those nights, try the 4-6-8. Your body already knows how to rest. It just needs to hear that it's safe.